Welcome to Kickstarter Radio. I'm your host, Lipstickpaddy, and this is Nighttime Chat number 12, I think. Just had a little musing today, comparing Kickstarter to Gamefound creators. Yeah. You know, if you've not been looking at my channel recently, or following each of the videos, you probably don't know my full extent of what I'm backing at the minute, but Guards of Atlantis 2 I'm backing. That game, it doesn't even have stretch goals or anything on Gamefound. It's just like a pre-order because of its second printing. Lack of updates. I'm backing the rather excellent Secrets of the Green World, which is an RPG in a box. Great campaign. What's going on with them? A serious lack of updates and people in the comments answering people. And considering Gamefound's very good at organising people's questions, you can hashtag questions, you know. They just don't answer them. I've also backed some dice on the AR Vault story dice for Awakened Realms. They run Gamefound. You think they wouldn't be guilty of not responding? The updates are so slow and they don't reply to your comments. It's like, what's going on Gamefound? There should be more of a push to get developers on there, because it would be a sin on Kickstarter, wouldn't it? You know, if you see a game on Kickstarter and there's no collaborator in the chat answering questions in the day, you worry, don't you? It's one of the cardinal sins is to go on holiday whilst you've got a campaign going on. And that's what it feels like some of these campaigns are on at the minute, is if the dev's gone on holiday. Anyway, so I've recently discovered why Slay Dragons When You Could Be Fishing, a fantastic RPG. And that's got 12 updates. Always talking in there's not that many comments, like just under 100 comments, but the developers in there, absolutely, because you know that they want to try and help as much as they can anyone just comments on the pledge. If you go to the Awakened Realms story dice, there is so many questions that are getting asked. It's like unreal how that Gamefound campaign it leaves so many questions for people. It really is. Partly because there's so many different shoppers going in there and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, I've actually increased my pledge on AR Vault. I went for the dice box with a dragon on it. That looks really good. Apparently we're going to get an update this week on what that looks like, or more on that. And I've also gone for the adventure dice because it has a weather die in there, because the why slay dragons when you could be fishing, there is a weather dice that you throw. It's basically the 1 to 100 on a chart, but you can simplify it by throwing a weather dice. And you know, the more I thought about the adventure die, it's actually quite fun, because you can simplify it a little bit, I guess, with that. Because if I look at the PDF on the weather chart, it's basically, let's say you're in spring. 1 to 5 is a tornado, 6 to 10 severe thunderstorm, 11 to 20 scattered thunderstorm, 21 to 35 scattered showers, high wind, 36 to 65 fair weather, 66 to 79 overcast, 80 to 89 light rainfall, 90 to 94 fog, or 95 to 100 overcast light rainfall. But the effects of fishing, there is only unfavourable, disadvantage, unfavourable, neutral, and favourable. They each have a different scale. For example, when you roll your dice, you would add or subtract depending on how the weather is affecting them. And the fishing book's really cool, because there's spring weather, summer weather, autumn weather, and winter weather. a good example of the differences there is in spring you can get a tornado as the worst weather. In summer it can be not overcast, high humidity, so blue sky, high humidity. Autumn is a sleet storm, so very, very cold. And in winter, as one would expect, worst it can be is blizzard. So yeah, very, very cool. But what I love about the fishing RPG, because you can download the manual just to see the attention to detail that they have on this, and it can really show you the attention to detail they've got on this and why it's such an amazing RPG that can augment anything out there in 5e, or anything you've got really. And I love these like augmentations that you can plug into things. I think it's a genius design of the system of 5e, where you can pull them out of a campaign for about 15 minutes and get them fishing for a little break. I love that. But there is a campaign in here. It even adds a town. It adds a shop in a town. I love that about it. But yeah, so there's really exciting stuff. You might not be interested in a 5e stuff. My channel's mainly Kickstarter game board focused, isn't it? But this is the trend, the changing trend of my marketeering, isn't it? My life at the minute is switching from board games and moving into RPGs. So I guess this is just following my path, as it were. Regardless, it has that Kickstarter thing where you're getting FAQs, lots of updates, loads of comments. And I think one of the reasons there's not many comments on the 5e is because the updates have been so thorough and have been really helping people decide to back. Now, Welcome Realms, the AR Vault story dice on Gamefound, has been piss poor with their updates. It really has. They're more interested in getting a vote on something than actually telling people what's what. I guess this is their first rodeo on Gamefound doing dice, and I'm assuming the person who's running the campaign is an intern at Awaken Realms, but frankly, it's desperate and it needs someone higher up in the chain to kind of teach them how to do things. Secrets of the Greenwald, I've no idea what's going on there. I don't know if the dev is sick. There's no reason they shouldn't. I've been checking their social feeds and they're a little bit quiet there. They're normally more regular, so I'm assuming someone's sick there. Because we've busted through 2 stretch goals. There's no stretch goals on Gamefound at the minute, and we know there should be more of them. And you can normally stack them in so they automatically get added on, right? And they did say there is going to be more stretch goals in the comments, but I think it's been over 48 hours since the dev was in the chat. So what is going on there? Well, if they are sick, whoever it is, I wish them well and hope they get back on their feet and get in the chat and, answer questions start coming up. All this good stuff. But, interestingly, just talk one last question about the fishing thing. It's the stretch goal. They have a 200k stretch goal that will be introduced legendary fishing, where when you catch a legendary fish, it's basically going to be so big it's going to vomit out a boss that you're going to have to fight on land. And if you kill that monster, you can kind of craft objects, or it's basically you'll kill one fish, out pops the boss, you'll kill the boss, you'll rip something off the boss. You can't craft anything with it per se. You'll be having to kill and hunt down the legendary fish, so you'll eventually be able to make something cool is the plan. That sounds fantastic. It's 200k though, which is why I'm trying to get excite people about this project and get on it and share the news about it. So if you take time to watch that video, please try and share it and get some love on that project, because it'll be even better with that concept that they're hoping to put into the book at 200k. It's a bit of a lofty one, but fingers crossed, see where that goes. So basically, Guards of Atlantis 2, there is talk in the chat, and the biggest controversy over that is the board game mat, the neoprene mat. Doing a recording. I'm doing a recording! Yeah, the controversial thing about Guards of Atlantis 2 is the play mats, because the board you've got in the box that you're getting, if you get a play mat, the play mat doesn't cover the two. So if you want, you need to get the two play mats if you want the two sides of the board, because of the way that it's convoluted. It really is convoluted. But other than that, everyone's happy, I guess, on Guards of Atlantis, apart from the price of things and stuff like that. But yeah, I just think Gamefound in general isn't doing a good job telling its Gamefound people what to do. Or have I just been spoiled with Kickstarter? I mean, Hex Explore It, the dev was fantastic in the chat with that. That was amazing, Gamefound. Elder Scrolls Online, that was an amazing Gamefound. Is it just what's going on at the minute? Or is it just, I'm just getting coincidence after coincidence? I just think the AR Vault storylines of not answering questions is coming from Awaken Realms, who run Gamefound. That's the worst. It really is the worst. That's only got like 6 days left anyway. But all that good stuff. And Secrets of the Green Wall, that, you know, has still got another 20 days plus. Plenty of time before we get more information on that. And Guards of Atlantis 2, that's also got legs, isn't it? Apparently this week on Kickstarter or Gamefound, we're going to get some big hitters. I think there's going to be 3 big games coming out that they're probably going to be $1 million projects, so I look forward to them covering those things when they drop. And yeah, but basically, if you find any cool 5e stuff out there, I'd love for you to let me know, because it's really, you got to search through the weeds for the 5e stuff, because Kickstarter still has not got special buttons to organize it. This tabletop, throwing everything in there, you know, you've got STL miniatures that you've got to print, you've got board games obviously, then you've got role-playing books, then you've got accessory guides, you've got pins in there. It's like it desperately needs more categories so you can search for stuff. I don't need to see STL printing files on Kickstarter. What's going on? And at least that's Gamefound has it beat in that, doesn't it? Well, it's funny, we're talking about these problems between Kickstarter and Gamefound, and I hope Backakit, when it starts up their competition to it all, that they innovate, I hope. But yeah, that's been my little story this week. Colour me confused with Gamefound. What the hell are they doing? And looking good on Kickstarter. If you're in roleplay, I think the games on Kickstarter aren't deliciously exciting. Apart from, I guess, Santorini, that one that finished this week, that was a fantastic campaign, wasn't it? But Roxley Games was behind it, you know, the Kickstarter Premier League company. So what did you expect from that? But Gamefound, Awaken Realms, they are, if not the top of the Premier League of kickstarting and crowdfunding. And the AI Vault Story Dice feels like it's some kind of third party. It looks like you've not got the license or something. I don't know. I just expected better from them. And I don't know, do you think Do you think I should go a little bit easy on AI Vault Story Dice if it is an intern? Should I go easy on them? I don't know. And Secrets of the Green World, this is their first Kickstarter. But hey, this Why Slay Dragons When You Go Fishing is IO in Publishing's first Kickstarter. So, you know, I don't know, do people just go on these crowdfunding sites and just slap something on and hope it does whatever? I mean, I don't think anybody does that. There's usually some kind of plan if they're doing a 30-day campaign, right? So there has to be something going on in the background with sickness to get these kind of delays, but I don't know. But anyway, on the Why Slay Dragons When You Could Be Fishing, I backed it for $50 and got the add-on for the dice and the add-ons for the dice tray, and that was $110. So yeah, you can tell I'm not getting into board game IP if I'm I basically moved the budget over to RPGs is what happens, because my story dice is over $100 now. Over 100 on dice. And Why Slay Fishing. In fact, if you take the add-on from the Why Slay Dragons, it must be $150 in dice. That would have been crazy to me a year ago to say something like that, but it just goes to show you I've turned the corner away from board gaming editions, if you like, and switching over to role play, as hopefully then I will have a role play night and a board game night in the same week, and they're two completely different experiences, and I think that's the way to go. So that's been my journey this week, showing a good example as I'm twisting from one hobby and marketing myself into the next and all that good stuff. Of course, I'll still be covering board games and all that stuff. I still have passion for that, and I do like to tell my board game group about stuff that I think they should be backing. Self-serving in that case for them. And yeah, and of course subscribers are growing. I've got 920 on this video, and they're all coming just to hear the opinions of myself, because it's like you go into the pub and over there's Lipstickpaddy and you want to ask him about what does he think of a certain game, and bang, there you go, that's my commentary on it. Whether you take it or leave it, it's up to you, and all that good stuff. And if you ever want a conversation, just ask in the comments on any of the videos pertaining to anything I've ever said, or you want to just ask in general about that stuff. Anyway, that's my nighttime chat number 12 on what's been happening this week, and let me know what you're backing or delaying backing because you know something big's coming down the pipe. As far as on my radar that I'm backing, it's the Gloomhaven minis, but that's been pushed to June, isn't it? And all that good stuff. So yeah, I guess I think I've heard May it's going to be horrendously bad if you'd like to back board games because there's so much AAA stuff coming in May. So prepare your wallets for that. So thank you so much for watching. I'm Lipstickpaddy. This is PC Gamer Radio on my nighttime chat number 12. Think about liking the video. Tells YouTube to recommend it to other people. And think about subscribing on the channel if you're new here for the first time. So thank you so much for watching. You take care, stay safe, and bye-bye for now. Good night.